G'day, welcome to another episode of Shit Hotels of Australia, where we travel this wide land, staying in hotels and motels and hoping that they're not shit. Tonight I'm in Wollongong, or more correctly, Figtree, and staying at the Figtree Hotel. So let's go inside and check out the room. Well, it's a bit of a way to the hotel and the room from where I had to park. Getting used to these walks. That was the young guy who checked me in. Really friendly. I don't normally film the staff, but he put himself in the picture, so to speak. Okay, so single room, rack rate $137 a night. So not exactly cheap for what it is, but certainly looks like it's been done up recently because it's really clean. So what have we got? One single bed, at least it's the right way around. We have a cupboard with a huge mirror. Extra blanket, tea, coffee, hairdryer, drawers, spare pillow. Little fridge. Fridge not critical now that today's the last day for my medication, taken on Fridays. So I don't need any until I get back home. Okay, little bathroom, walk-in shower. Little basin with plug, nice big mirror, and a toilet. So, all in all, basic but adequate. And yeah, so we'll see how we get on. Just my luck, I chose to stay here on a Friday night, and they have bands on Friday and Saturday nights. So those earplugs could be going in a fair bit earlier than normal, and we're right over the top of where I think the band's going to play, and next to the Princes Highway. So now let's check out the TV. And will you look at that, we have a smart TV with Netflix, Prime, Disney, Apple TV, YouTube, Binge, etc. So let's see whether they actually work. Yep, looks like we've got YouTube. Yep, we've got YouTube. And it works perfectly. So I could log into Netflix, I could watch Apple TV for free, but yeah. So now let's check out the Wi-Fi, and the Wi-Fi's interesting. Note that there are two networks, Figtree Com Wi-Fi, which you would think would be for people staying, and Figtree Guest Wi-Fi. Now, I went to connect to that, and we needed a password. So I went downstairs, and no one could provide me with the password, or even knew that Wi-Fi existed. So they said just use the guest Wi-Fi. So if we use the Figtree guest Wi-Fi, connecting, sign into the network, all you have to do is read the terms, and that's it. But unfortunately, it's not secured. So I'll be using it only sparingly, I guess. Not having a VPN. Well, I did have a VPN. I mean, I've had two VPNs, as I've said in this series before. I've had Surfshark and I've had Nord, and neither of which actually work particularly well. So all those other YouTubers who are sponsored by those VPN providers, yeah, maybe it might work in your big cities, but they don't work in small towns, except by completely slowing down the internet, and they don't even let you access some of the things they say you can access. So for example, I couldn't access Netflix in the US to watch something I really wanted to watch. So take them with a dose of salt, I think. Okay, so we've connected to the Wi-Fi, so let's just see a little bit about the speed. I'll play this, I've got no idea what it is. And, yep, instant. And now for the Shit Hotels of Australia instant coffee test. And here at the Figtree Hotel, we have Nescafe with an expiry of August 2025. Bingo! I won't be drinking it. And now for something that you might have been missing from this series of videos at least, the Shit Hotels of Australia fridge noise test. Now there's a reason why I haven't been doing the fridge noise test in the 10 hotels so far in this series. And the reason being is that I have to keep my medication cold, so I had no option but to leave the fridge on. So whether the fridge was quiet or loud was irrelevant. But as I said, I've taken that medication now for the last one, and I no longer need the fridge, but this fridge is virtually silent. So let's check out some upkeep issues, and I'm not expecting to find any really, although I did spot one a little earlier, a little crack in the ventilation there, which would be rather difficult to repair. But apart from that, maybe they could have grouted that a little bit better. But I'm being picky. No, that's it. That little bit of grouting and that little vent. So one benefit of staying at a hotel is that you can actually eat in, which I've decided to do tonight. And I've ordered this Friday night, salt and pepper squid, chips and salad, and a schooner of Carlton Draft, and a glass of Hunter River Shiraz. And if anyone's watching the other channel, there's a video coming up and a reference to the first winemaker in the Hunter Valley. Wait for it. Here's cheers to a great meal. So the squid has arrived, and there is a lot of it. Anyway, I'm going to tuck in. Well, as expected, that meal defeated me. And although it looks like there's a hell of a lot left over, I have eaten half of it, at least. That was absolutely huge. Really good value, but unfortunately, this pirate doesn't eat a lot. And I simply couldn't eat any more. But that was really good. Seriously good. And it didn't come out too quickly because I had time to drink half my beer before the food came out. So yeah, it's pretty loud here though. And the music is about to start in an hour. So I can only imagine how loud it's really going to get. And I'm directly above. Oh well, Earplugs in.
Much later.
And one other thing you would have noticed about the fact about this tiny room for 135 or whatever dollars it is, distinct lack of furniture or anything other than this little bedside brick. So I'm sitting on the bed, gonna maybe watch some Netflix, but yeah. Right, so sadly the GoPro battery has gone flat. So, but just one last bit of upkeep issues. The wet sock. And how did we get the wet sock? Because when you go to have a wee in the toilet, you stand with your left foot in a puddle of water.
The next day.
And now it's time for the pirate school.
Drink up me hearty Joe.
I haven't done a pirate school from the car for a long time, but the reason I'm doing so because I was going to do it on the drive to Young in a nice picturesque area, but it's absolutely freezing cold outside and it's blowing a gale. So I thought, pirate school inside in the car. So how does the Figtree Hotel stack up against the pirate school? Well, first up, cleanliness and upkeep. First impression, that room was really well kept. It's newly renovated, really neat, no glitches, but then that leaking toilet. And I found that it's actually leaking at the seal at the back where it flushes. So it is your own waste that's leaking onto the floor. So look, it is only one thing. I would have given it 5 out of 5 stars for cleanliness and upkeep, but I'm going to have to give it 3 stars. Facilities. There wasn't even a chair to sit on, let alone a bench to eat at or drink at or do some work on. There was a kitchenette, but it was about maybe 40 metres down the corridor to get to. And the tap in the basin wasn't even such that you could fill your drink bottle from it. Facilities, no, I'm going to have to give it 1 star. Add-ons, well, yeah, there was a restaurant and a bar, and the restaurant was really good. The food was great. Service downstairs at the restaurant was great, but it didn't have a laundry, didn't have a pool or anything else like that. So for add-ons, 3 stars. Entertainment and Wi-Fi. There was a little bit of a mixed bag, wasn't it? Because the fact that they had Wi-Fi for the accommodation that needed the password, but no one knew anything about it. So you just had to use the general guest Wi-Fi, and then I had that dodgy issue with Libby saying that there was a security issue. I ended up not using that Wi-Fi. But on the other hand, the smart TV, the YouTube streamed perfectly. So again, entertainment Wi-Fi, middle of the road, 3 stars. Bed and bath. Well, it was a single bed, single person. There was a really nice quilt. It was comfortable. The bathroom was tight. The basin was small. Had a plug, but the plug leaked, so it was a bit pointless. Shower's okay. Again, the toilet leaked, but I'm not going to take a point off for the toilet leaking in the bed and bath. But yeah, it was all, again, middle of the road, 3 stars. Service. Okay, the young guy checking me in, who took me up to show me the room, showed me where everything was, he really went out of his way. He was great, absolutely brilliant. But then the other people who didn't know anything about the Wi-Fi code and basically treated me as though I was an idiot because all you had to do was click on the free Wi-Fi. That wasn't so brilliant. I don't know whether the rooms get serviced each day. There was no compendium to tell you that. I was only there one night anyway. So again, middle of the road, service, 3 stars. Now for the bonuses. Did it get the value for money bonus? Well, at $135 for that tiny little room with nothing in it, no. Sorry. And the no earplugs bonus? Yeah, right. It had band downstairs until 11 o'clock, didn't it? And it was next to the highway. So again, no earplugs bonus. So that's a total for the Figtree Hotel in Figtree outside Wollongong of 16 out of 30. So if you enjoyed this video, please click like, please subscribe, and we'll see you again somewhere on the road, a little bit further down the road again today, hopefully in a hotel that's not one of the shit hotels of Australia. Thanks for watching.